With this Doors Roadhouse Blues guitar lesson, we'll show you all the essential guitar parts, including the guitar solo, along with guitar tabs, chord diagrams, and practice tracks for each section. We'll cover it all with the step-by-step approach. The opening riff is an E blues riff, and we're going to start by playing the bottom string open, and we're going to maintain sort of a steady pulse with that open string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And we're going to maintain that for a while, and a good idea, if you're going to maintain that pulse, is to keep your right hand sort of anchored down, to keep the right hand steady in position. And what I mean by that is your third and your pinky fingers, you can rest them on the pickguard or below the strings, depending on what kind of guitar you have. But if you do that, it makes the things a little bit easier for the strumming hand. Now back to that pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then that's followed by a double hammer on the 5th string. Notes played or frets played will be 0, 1, 2. We only pluck the open string, 0. The 1 and 1st and 2nd frets are sounded by the double hammer. So putting that together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then back to the 6th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then the same double hammer, this time on the 4th string. So it's a back and forth like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And that sequence is played a total of 6 times for the intro section. If you want to follow the original recording exactly as it's played, the 5th time they do this, they actually double up on the 4th string riff. They delete the 5th string riff. So the 5th time it's going to sound like this. And another note is sometimes it's played so fast you may not hear all 3 notes. So that time I didn't include the extra note. So it's a very subtle thing, but once in a while if you throw in those that's fine. Those variations, that's fine as well. But let's put it all together. We'll play the intro again. It's played 6 times. The 5th time we throw in that variation. So here we go from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. For verse 1, we're going to continue the intro riff for just one more sequence. It'll be the variation, though, on the 4th string. So verse 1 begins like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we go to our next riff. Since we have the intro riff, I guess we'll call this next riff riff number 1. It starts with the same pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now, there's a couple ways you could play this. You could play this with the open E position. I happen to prefer playing up here along the 5th fret, reason being for some of the chords we're going to play later that are up here played in combination with the riffs. So there are a couple ways to play this. This is the one I prefer, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And what that is the same pulse again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then another double hammer on that 5th string, 5, 6, 7. And then the 1st finger, you just sort of keep it flattened. We're partially barred. So after that hammer, you just keep that pressure down with that 1st finger and go to the next string, 5th fret. Dun, dun, and then back down to that 7th fret. Dun, 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 dun. And then that 3rd finger shifts down to the bottom string. So we keep our fretting hand steady in position. The 1st finger's along the 5th fret, 3rd finger's along the 7th. And then that 3rd finger shifts down to the bottom string. And then so it's up to the 5th fret of the next string. And then there's this last note, and on the original recording it's played very fast. In fact, you could delete it to keep up with the tempo, but if you can, I like to throw it in. It just sounds more complete if we end with this 3-note riff on that, and with the last note being on the 5th string 7th fret. But let's put together all of riff 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And let's do that again. Next, for verse 1, we'll go back to the intro riff, the original riff, and then we'll repeat riff 1 again. And then verse 1 ends with another riff. We'll call this riff number 2. Again, we're staying in this same, along the same fret positions here, with the first finger aligned along the 5th fret. Riff 2 begins like this. So 3 times between 5th fret and 7th fret on the bottom string. Dun, 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 dun. And then I like to slide up to that 5th string 7th fret. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, then play it again, 5th fret. So I think of that as a 4-note phrase. Dun, 2, 3. Then that first finger flattens again to the 5th string, and then a slight bend. I like to pivot the fretting hand down, use my first finger. So there's a lot there. Let's begin this new riff, riff 2, we'll play that from the beginning. And then there's more. We actually play that second half of the riff 1. So we have to piece that together as well to play all of riff 2. And let's rehearse riff 2. We'll do it a couple of times. Here we go from the beginning, riff 2. And let's do that again. That completes all the sections for verse 1. And what we'll do with the next clip is we can practice verse 1 along with a backing rhythm so you can focus on the timing. But let's maybe review the arrangement one more time. It'll be the intro riff with the variation, I should say. 1, 2, 3. And then riff 1. Then the original riff. Then riff 1 again. And then we end with riff 2. So again, we'll put it all together in the next clip, all of verse 1. For verse 2, we're going to start strumming an E7th chord and combining it with some of the riffs we've already covered. For this chord voicing for E7th, I would suggest just using 3 fingers and focusing just on those 3 strings. There's another way to play this E7th voicing. We play 4 strings, and that's fine as well, but I happen to like the 1, 2, and 3 fingers. You can kind of throw in some vibrato. I'll show you what I mean as we play this rhythm here. The beginning of verse 2, you're going to play just an E7th for 6 bars, but it's going to have a little slide. Here's what I mean. And when you have your stronger fingers, you can, you don't want to overdo it, but you can throw in a little bit of vibrato too along with the slide. So again, it's sort of a varying thing. We're going to have a practice rhythm track after this clip, so it's more of a play by feel kind of deal. But basically, you're going to do that 6 times to start verse 2, and then after 6 E7th chords, we're going to play that E7th chord again and add riff 1 to it. So I would refer to that as E7th plus riff 1, and here's how that sounds. And then, so we'll do that again. And then it'll be back to the E7th strum for 2 bars. And then again E7 plus riff 1. And then just like verse 1, we will end verse 2 with riff number 2. So again, we'll review everything with the next clip. And verse 2, the arrangement, E7 6 times, E7 plus riff 1, then E7 2 times, then E7 plus riff 1 again, and then riff number 2. For the chorus, we'll be shifting to A, which will be going to the 5th string open. And we've got another single note riff we're going to play. We're going to count it in 4s. The first set of 4 notes, and the frets there on that 5th string will be 0, 0, 3, 4. And once you know that, you count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to the next string, the 4th string, 2, 2, 4, 2. Another 4 count there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So putting together the 8-note riff, and then again. And we're going to play this riff throughout the chorus 6 consecutive times. And then we've got some chords we throw in that lead into the next section, the guitar solo section. And I've seen a lot of versions where they say to play a B7th. I hear a B power chord, so we're going to use that to rev up into the guitar solo. B power chord along that 2nd fret position. You can use your 2 fingers for the power chord if you prefer that. I like the 3rd finger flattened. But how we're going to count this, it's going to be 12 total beats on the B power chord. And we'll strum it in 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we just slide up or shift up 1 fret to a C power chord. 1, 2, 3, and then back to B. 1. And a little stop time there. So putting together those 2 chords. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Or 4, whatever, and that will lead into the guitar solo section. So in the next clip we can practice the complete chorus along with a backing rhythm so you can focus on the timing as well. For the guitar solo, we'll learn it one section and then one line at a time, and the solo is based mostly from the E blues scale along the 12th fret position. So if you happen to know the pentatonic minor box pattern, the standard box pattern, also known as the standard blues box pattern, that will come in handy. You're going to find that most of the notes we play, just about all of them will fit within the pattern. I would also suggest, if you do know how to improvise a little bit with E blues, to sort of do your own thing when playing or performing Roadhouse Blues, but we are going to show you how it sounds, how to play it to match the original recording, note for note right now, starting with section 1, which will be some double stops. You're going to flatten your first finger along that 12th fret, the top 2 strings, and you're going to count it like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to throw in some bends here, going down to the 3rd string 14th fret. You always want to bend with multiple fingers. In this case, definitely 2, the middle and the 3rd finger on that 3rd string 14th fret. So it's going to start 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We could call that section 1 of line 1, and then the next section we're going to just continue on with that bend riff 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So putting all of line 1 together, here's how it'll sound. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dun, 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 dun. And we'll do that one more time. For section 3, we'll do a variation of the riff. We'll just play one double stop after the bend, and we slightly speed up the tempo as well. So it's going to sound like this. We're going to do 4 in a row of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason why we speed up the tempo a little bit is in this section we're going to fit in a riff to end it. So after those 4 riffs, we're going to do a bend and release off that 3rd string 14th fret. And if you look at the tab, you see the curve between the 14 and 12. That indicates on that release to the 14, we don't pluck the 12th fret. It's sounded by the release. And then after that, 2 extra notes. What I hear is the blue note, or also you could call it a passing tone on that 15th fret, 15, 12. So putting that riff together. Again, it's played very fast in the original recording. You don't have to worry about getting exact, but if you slow it down, that's what you'll hear. So putting it together from the beginning. And then for the next section, 2 more. But this time, we're not going to play a double stop. We're going to bend and then just play the single note on the 2nd string. And this is where I hear an overdub on the original recording. 2 guitars sort of layered over each other. There might also be a delay effect on this part, but there's kind of 2 guitars going on after this. So if you're doing it for a one-person performance, I'm going to suggest this. I'm going to back it up to those 2 bends. And then we go to the 2nd string, 15th fret. And what that is, it's again bending up, back down, releasing to the 15th fret, and then 12, 14. So the beginning of the section, backing it up a little bit. And then a screaming bend on that first string 15th fret. Again, multiple fingers. And when we go to the next section, we're going to start on that 12th fret. So we're within that E pentatonic minor box pattern, but the end of the section ends with that bend. So that's how we're going to end it as far as putting it all together. Let's back it up to the beginning of this line. We'll put together the two sections. So here we go from the top. 1, 2, ready, go. And we'll do that one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. For section 5, we start on the top string 12th fret, and that's the E root note. And that's connected to the bend that we ended the previous section with. As we land on that E root note, that starts this section. We're going to go now down to the second string 15th fret. Again, you want 2 fingers for the bend. It's a back and forth between the second string 15th fret and the top string 12th fret. That riff I just played, we play it 2 times. And then we continue, but with the variation where we double up on that top string 4 consecutive times. So from the beginning of this line, we'll start with the root, and then we've got 2 riffs, and then we do the variation 4 times. And then we end this line with a bend on the second string, releasing down to the 15th fret. So putting that together. Let's put it together from the beginning. And then, staying again, we're still within that E box pattern here. Now we shift down to the 3rd string. A bend here, again, multiple fingers, 14th fret. We're going to play that 3 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then, and I would count this as a 4 count, or phrase it as 4 counts. 14, 12, down to 14, back up to 12. And that's followed by a bend and release. And that pretty much ends the phrasing, but within this section we have 2 lead-in notes. And that's going to lead into the sort of country riff that comes next. We're including that because that is part of the section, but we shift down to the open position. You're going to end with those 2 notes. But let's put together both sections now. Slow walk through. Let's put that together one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. And with that, what we'll do in the next clip is we'll put together the first half of the guitar solo, lines 1 through 4, And we'll play along with a backing rhythm track as well at a slower tempo. For the second half of the solo, we're going to shift down to the open fret position. We're also going to shift or change keys. We're going to go from E blues or E pentatonic minor to E pentatonic major. So it's going to shift to more of a country-like blues sound. And those two lead-in notes from the last section sort of connect to this riff. Let me get that a little bit better. And the two leading notes, dun 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 dun. And what we're going to do, that's just a hammer from the second string, the open second string, to the second fret, and then the top string open. You're going to repeat that riff a bunch. It's going to be played for 2 complete lines. I don't even know how many times you play it, but if you were able to survive the first few lines we did, this is real easy. When you practice along with the upcoming backing track, you'll get a sense of the bars and all that, and you play it for 2 lines. And then we go to a call and response riff. Call and response between the lead guitar and the harmonica. And I'm going to show you both parts on guitar. Starting with the call, that's played on lead guitar. It's going to be on the 3rd string 2nd fret. So it's important to use the right fingers so your fretting hand is steady in position. It's a hammer. And then that middle finger, 2nd string 3rd fret, and then 2, 0, 2. And then here's the response, the harmonica part. This is similar to what the harmonica is playing, same melody. A little slide to the 12th fret, 2nd string. Top string 10th fret. You're going to pivot the fretting hand down, pivot it down 2 frets, that way you get the right fingers for the bend and release on that 10th fret. And then the second middle finger plays what is the E root note for that riff. So the call and response, let's put that together. Dun, 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 dun. Then we do it again. Dun, 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 dun. And then we have one final riff. Sort of a double bend, and then a bend and release. So let's put together, let's add that to the call and response one more time. And that ends the solo. So what we'll do with the next clip, we'll put together the complete guitar solo again at a slower tempo, and we'll also play with a backing rhythm again to focus on getting the timing down right as well. After the guitar solo, we have 3 consecutive verses, and some might refer to the section immediately after the guitar solo as a bridge section. That's with the roll, roll, roll lyrics. But regardless, the next 3 sections after the guitar solo, it's a real basic riff that you're just going to repeat. It's again an E blues riff with along the open position. I just have my first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And it's very subtle. Again, that's repeated throughout the next 3 sections. And sort of a reference point, the first section is the roll, roll, roll vocals. Second section is the Ashen Lady vocals. And the 3rd section is the Save Our City vocals. So real easy, just play that basic riff and repeat it throughout those next 3 sections. For verse 6, that's the verse with the I woke up this morning lyric. That will begin with the E7th chord again. Very similar to verse 2, except this time the E7th chord will be played just for 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again the rest of it is exactly like verse 2. E7 plus riff 1, then 2 more E7s, then the E7 plus riff 1 again, and then verse 6 ends with riff 2 again. For the second chorus, which also leads into the song's ending, we're going to start it the same as the first chorus, and that's with the A riff, played 6 consecutive times. And then that leads into the power chords, and that section will begin the same as it did with the first chorus. It'll start the same. With that 12 count, counted in 3s actually, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then for the second chorus, we have a variation on this. We're going to stay on the B power chord for 2 more beats, 1, 2, and then move up 1 fret to C, 3, 1, 2, 3. So backing it up a little bit to the beginning of the power chord section. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then it's pretty easy. Just go up 1 fret at a time. We're ascending chromatically up to C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ending on an E power chord. So let's put together that power chord section. 1, 2, ready, go. And then we're going to play an E blues riff. We're going to move back up to the 12th fret position. And we're going to start with a scream and bend on that. Now our first finger is aligned along the 12th fret for E blues, but we're going to bend that first string 15th fret. And for a scream and bend, you want to get 3 fingers, so you're not going to use your pinky. You can use your 3rd finger and your 1 and 2 fingers for support. And that just simply gives you better tone and better control over the bend as well. And then you're going to pluck it again sort of while the bend's still sustained. And you're going to do a bend and release to back down to that 12th fret. Then down to the 2nd string 15th fret. And then I use a 1 finger bend on that 2nd string. Now again, it's not a scream and bend, so a 1 finger will work for that. So let's put together the beginning of that riff. And then we descend down that box pattern. In that case, we're doing a bend. Again, I would suggest multiple fingers, this time on the 3rd string, 14th fret. And there's a bend and release. So putting that riff together. then we go to the ending. 2 chords, ninth chords. A couple ways to fret them. I'm going to start with this voicing. It's going to be an F sharp ninth. And you're just going to strum that once and then go down 2 frets to E9. Now if you want, you could use more fingers. Might get you better tone. There it is. That's the proper way to do it. Just those middle 4 strings. So your choice on which way you want to fret those 2 chords, but it's F sharp 9 to E9. With that, let's put together the ending. We'll start with the revving up with that B power chord, and we'll put it all together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. Once you have each section down, the final step is to put together a complete arrangement or performance of the song. And for those of you who have acoustic guitars, if you're interested in an acoustic arrangement of Roadhouse Blues, I do have a Roadhouse Blues acoustic guitar karaoke video. And with that video, you can either sing along with Roadhouse Blues karaoke, play guitar with Roadhouse Blues karaoke, or do both.